Maybe you're in a situation where you have spent hours and hours creating beautiful products, but nobody's buying them. Or maybe you're not even getting found, like no one's even seeing them. Why is that? What makes you different than the competition? Almost always, it's not your product, but it's how you're showing up and ultimately who you're showing up in front of. Because ultimately, if you're not showing up in front of enough people, more importantly, enough of the right people who would actually buy your thing, you're not going to make any money. So today in my short training, I'm going to give you very tactical things to solve that problem. So first we'll talk about why your SEO is probably just describing the product instead of focusing on the customer. We'll also talk about how to stop competing with yourself in search results. And then this last step you will learn how to do is gold. And this is how adding one very specific type of product to your shop will help all of your other listings rank higher. So we're breaking down the biggest reasons that your listings are getting buried and then proven fixes that work this year. And these are strategies from sellers that are doing $10,000 a month, even $50,000 a month and higher, and they are specific to Etsy's current algorithm and real-time ranking logic. So in this training, we'll go over the exact SEO phrases not to use in your listings and what to replace those phrases with. And then I'll show you how Etsy will throttle back your traffic and back your listings when you are using the same keywords on all of your listings. And then I will give you a loss leader strategy that will get all of your listings in your entire shop ranking higher. Let's start with the mistake that I would say at least 90% of sellers make when writing their listings. And this is when you are describing the product itself and not what the customer is searching for. Most sellers, when they create a listing, they are describing the product. They know the product. They know what went into it. They're writing the SEO kind of like a catalog description, very focused on what the product is, all the details of it, but that's not how customers search at all. eBay is really the only platform that we still see that type of search behavior on. Bad SEO is product focused. Good SEO is customer focused. An example of bad SEO would be clay earring with gold flake inlay. Does the customer know they want a gold flake inlay? Do they know what gold flake is? How would they even think of that? A good version would be minimalist gold earring gift for wife. Now, why did I say earring and not earrings? Because you don't need plurals when it comes to SEO. And taking off that S will give you one more character back to put towards a better, stronger, full keyword. Minimalist, that's the vibe. Gold earring, okay, that is deep into describing the product as we want to get. And then gift for wife. What is the purpose? It's a gift. Who is the recipient? The wife. Another example, bad SEO, abstract polymer dangle earrings. Polymer. People who are buying the earrings, do they know what polymer means? Do they know how to spell it? Abstract. What does that mean to a customer? Do they know what that means? Does that mean the same thing to every person? Definitely not. So instead, what we might do is trendy dangle earring for teen girl. Trendy. Okay? If I'm buying something for a teen girl, I don't know what they're saying nowadays, but I know they want something trendy. You're thinking about the buyer, not the recipient. The recipient is the teen girl. Dangle earring is fine because that's very much a layman's term. I want just those dangly earrings. That's what people say. That's how they speak. Another bad example, pastel checkerboard statement jewelry. Does the person buying, do they know that they want it to be checkerboard? Also, is checkerboard one word or two words? Most people, they don't know automatically. Instead, we'd want to do something like pastel earring for bridesmaid. Okay, now we have the vibe, pastel, earring, right? The utility of it is for the ear. And then bridesmaid, who is it for? It's for a bridesmaid. That is the occasion. Bad SEO, bold, modern, clay earring with brass component. Okay, does everyone know what brass is? A lot of people might confuse that with like copper or gold. Would they type in the word component? Okay, instead, we might have something like boho earring for women. Boom. Bad SEO, neon arch shape clay earring. Does the person buying that know they want an arch shape, or do they just want some bright, colorful earrings? Better SEO for that's customer focused would be colorful earring for best friend gift. You might think, well, that didn't really make sense. Yes. First of all, remember, we don't have plurals. We don't need plurals because it takes up more of your keywords and character count. Colorful earring. Okay, colorful earring for best friend gift. So those are all separate long tail keywords. And best friend is kind of the bridge word. So it's the last words in the first set of long tail keywords, and it's the first word in the second set of long tail keywords. We're kind of like killing two birds with one stone there. Striped pattern drop earring. Does the person buying that care that it's striped? Do they know what a drop earring is? Do they know they want a pattern on the earring? Or what about this? Clay earring for teacher gift. Okay, we have the purpose, we have the utility, we have the recipient. Matte finish clay jewelry handmade. Instead, you might do unique handmade earrings for her. Easy. A bad SEO would be cane slice rainbow studs. Oh boy, cane slice. That is very technical. Nancy from Iowa doesn't know what cane slice is. She's just looking for some earrings for her granddaughter. So how about this? Rainbow earring for little girl. Much better. This is another one. Asymmetrical charcoal and blush mix. Ooh, who can spell asymmetrical? Who can spell charcoal? Who would know that they want that combination? Why would they say charcoal and not gray if they really wanted that? Blush, would they be saying blush? Would they be saying pink, like pink and gray, charcoal and blush? We're getting very, very specific about the product. Instead, what about trendy earring for girlfriend birthday? Great. That is what the buyer is looking for. That is what they're typing in. And I'll give you one more, and I want to give you these examples because I think sometimes the more examples, the better and the more clear it becomes. Spring floral polymer clay hoops. What would be better is floral earring for wedding guest. Or even this, floral earring for wedding outfit. Now, why is that? Because what is the purpose of these hoops? I have no idea. Why would someone buy them? Who are they buying them for? What occasion are they buying them for? Instead, we get the general gist of the product, floral earring. They don't really care if it's polymer clay or if it's acrylic or, what material it is. They know they want the vibe of a floral earring. Why are they buying it? For a guest or for a wedding outfit. So why do we do this? Because people don't search gold flake inlay. They don't search arch shape. They search based on who it's for, the vibe, and the occasion. And Etsy's search prioritizes buyer intent. It's not a gallery or a catalog, it's a search bar. A tip here with the keywords you choose is to always write for the recipient and the occasion. Now, even if your keywords are customer focused, there could still be a reason that Etsy isn't showing your listings. And this could be one of two things. Either you are using short tail keywords, or second, you are competing with yourself. And I find that most people with more than 5 to 10 listings in their shop, they are competing with themselves. So let's address the first problem of short tail keywords. What is the problem with all this? Well, you are either using generic or duplicated keywords across your listings. For example, polymer clay earrings. Very broad, tons of search results. Statement earrings, way too broad. You're now competing with 100,000 plus listings. Gift for her, way too generic, way too vague. My recommendation is that every single listing should have 8 unique long tail keywords. This means you don't use the same keywords on multiple listings. So if you are using mother of the bride earrings on one listing, you're not using the same long tail keyword mother of the bride earrings on the second listing. Now, why is this? Why wouldn't you put the same keywords on all the listings? They could all be mother of the bride earrings. Well, because now Etsy does not like to show multiple listings from one shop on that first page of search. Your revenue would have to be phenomenal. Like, I'm talking like unrealistically phenomenal in order for them to do that. In reality, Etsy's not showing a bunch of your listings all next to each other, all clustered together in search results. They want to show a wide representation of different shops. It's going to be rare that Etsy shows more than 1 or 2 of your listings on the same page. And what is a page of search results? Well, it reflects what keywords that person searched. What is someone searching? They're searching a long tail keyword set. So mother of the bride earrings, which is why you don't want mother of the bride earrings across all 30 of your listings, because most likely Etsy will just show one of those listings, if any. So let's talk about long tail keywords, because some people get tripped up about like long tail. What does that mean? It means 3 or more words that put together are a phrase someone would search. The more words that are in a long tail keyword, like if you had 4 words or 5 words, typically the stronger buying intent someone has, because they're getting real specific on what they are looking for. It's not just broad women earrings. I don't have a strong idea of what I'm looking for. I'm not ready to convert as soon as I find the thing. But pastel clay earring for bridesmaid gift, wow. That is high intent. They're looking for a bridesmaid gift. They are looking for pastel earrings. The more words someone is typing into search, sometimes it's like the more serious they are about solving that problem. Typically, the more serious they are, the higher the conversion rate will be. They're in buying mode, not browsing mode. Let's go over some other long tail keyword sets that you could put into your listings. Colorful statement earring for teen girls, or floral clay earring for spring wedding, or clay earring for mom birthday gift, or retro clay earring for cowgirl bachelorette, or minimalist clay earring for everyday, or bright boho earring for summer vacation, or neutral earring for teacher gift under $25. Yes, even under a certain price point could be in your long tail keywords. So this matters because long tail keywords have less competition and higher buyer intent. It's a more serious buyer who's more ready to spend the money. So we've addressed what a long tail keyword is. It's not just, pink earring, gold earring, women earring, gift for her. Now let's talk about repeating keywords, such as polymer clay earrings in every single listing. Well, when you do that, you are competing against yourself. Because if someone types into Etsy search polymer clay earring, they're going to show maybe one of your listings, but not all of your listings. Etsy's algorithm will pick one listing to show and suppress the rest. So think of each listing as kind of like a separate fishing pole in your shop. You want all these fishing poles in different ponds. You don't want all your fishing poles in the same 5 feet of shoreline. Right? We want to spread these out to different ponds if possible. Now, none of this matters if you are not getting any traction on Etsy. And if your shop is just so dead, maybe it has a negative shop quality score and Etsy has decided anything that this shop publishes is really not worth showing. And that's where most sellers will quit. This is bringing me to my final point, which is incredibly important. And this is boosting your order velocity with a loss leader. This can really fix your issues with traffic and sales. A loss leader is a low price point, low margin item. It has mass appeal. It's not seasonal. It's not super specific. You're not going to lose money on it. But the whole goal of a loss leader product, I would say under $15 is ideal. And the goal is to get 20 orders per day on that listing. So it's not a variation in a more expensive listing that makes it look cheaper. That's not a loss leader. That is deception. A loss leader is its own standalone listing. You are intentionally selling it at a low price point, very competitive price point. Maybe you're making $1 per transaction to generate fast sales on that one listing. Now, keep in mind, a loss leader needs to have mass appeal and not take much time from you, because if it is a time-intensive product, you're not going to be able to pay yourself on $1 profit per transaction. One real-life example is when you go to Costco. So everyone know about the Costco rotisserie chickens. They're $4.99, and they're all the way at the back of the store. Now, in 2016, Costco lost $4 million on these chickens. I'm not suggesting you lose money on your loss leaders, but this is I can just pop in Costco, grab a chicken. $4.99, feed my family. It's at the back of the store. They're winding through the store. They're getting a Sonicare toothbrush and a 3-pack of pajamas and a big, 6-pound bag of apples. Yeah, they get the chicken, but they also spent $300 at the end of it. But why this works on Etsy is because Etsy's algorithm rewards shops that have high order velocity. And what is order velocity? It means fast sales on a product. And your loss leaders are going to get lots of traction and fast sales on that one listing. Etsy sees that on your one listing, and then it elevates the ranking of your other listings, including your higher price point products. And I did this strategy with my shop, and that is how I was selling $600 items daily because I had loss leaders getting that order velocity up. So it elevated the ranking of my super expensive items as well. So make sure to also on these loss leader listings include long tail customer focused keywords. The SEO really needs to be strong on those listings. And you probably have listings in your shop that you could turn into loss leader listings. Like one example could be maybe a pair of $9.99 mini studs, free shipping. It would get a high click-through rate, high order volume, and it would elevate the ranking of your other listings. And the loss leader strategy is really a great one to go from being buried in search results to then really dominating in search without spending money on ads. To recap, we are writing our SEO for the customer who's searching, not for ourselves who's creating the product. Second, we're using long tail keywords that are at least 3 or more words. Every listing has 8 unique long tail keywords. And then third, we are using the loss leader strategy to get high velocity on a few listings in the shop that then elevate the ranking of all of our other higher price point listings. Now, if you are serious about making money on the Etsy platform, I have put together a free resource to make this even easier for you. And this is a 16-step checklist to grow your shop. It has been used by over 50,000 people. And I'm telling you, this works. It walks you through exactly how to get more traffic, how to get more favorites, how to get more sales. And inside, it's a one-pager. It will give you clear, bite-sized action steps that you can knock out, even if you only have 30 minutes. And when you grab the checklist, you're also going to get access to my free Etsy seller community and an invitation to an upcoming live masterclass. So just go ahead and click the link to get the free checklist and jump into our community. It's all free and it's already helped thousands of Etsy sellers level up their shops. And then one little extra is that for everyone watching this training, we are going to give you an extra free month of coaching. If you decide that you would like to get coaching from myself and my team, you can just book a free call with us. The link for that is actually on that 16-step checklist download. Just mention that you came from my SEO training and we will get you that extra free month of coaching. All right, everyone, I hope all the resources are helpful to you. And again, if you need any help, just reach out.